Hi, this is Omer, and today I wanted to walk you through the new waitlist feature that was just launched in the platform. While we work to create all the marketing collateral and step-by-step tutorials behind it, we wanted to launch this new feature, which we think will be a huge benefit to many of our users. So before you can get started with the waitlist, you need to make sure you have an active mobile campaign as well as an active digital kiosk. We recommend if you're doing loyalty already and have an active kiosk, maybe setting up a secondary kiosk for using with the waitlist, so that it doesn't conflict with any loyalty program you might have in place. Now, the waitlist is really a great tool. It's going to allow for more efficient communication between businesses and their on-site customers, and it also manages a queue or a list, a line as well. This can be used for a variety of businesses across a variety of different use cases. This includes managing a wait, curbside pickup and delivery, and metered occupancy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Mobile Tools and hit the Digital Kiosk Wizard. And I'm going to go into this kiosk that I've already created here. Now, you'll notice that when I hit Edit, I've labeled the button for Waitlist Check-in, and I've also added some data capture fields. So in addition to the phone number, I'm asking for the first name and the number of people. This would be a use case indicative of a restaurant managing a wait. So the waitlist is a function of the Checkin Manager. As you know, the Checkin Manager is meant to simulate the kiosk experience for the employee. It's meant to be an employee-facing dashboard. So I'm going to hit the Checkin Manager tool here, which is going to load the ability to create a new kiosk Checkin Manager. So I'm going to click Create. And you'll notice that there are 3 tabs along the top. The first is the Checkin Manager tab, then the Waitlist tab, and then Manage Staff. So let's take these one at a time. The Checkin Manager tab, this is the link to your Checkin Manager screen. The auto log off is how quickly it logs off automatically. So we like to set this to none, so it doesn't log you off at all. Employee tracking allows the system to manage employee activity and keeps track of which employees are checking in whom and applying points and things like that. You can also link the contact details page to a custom web form. So if you're capturing custom data as it relates to your establishment, you can create a custom form and then use that within the Checkin Manager. And you'll notice that here highlighted in red is the prompt to link a campaign to your Checkin Manager. So if you're going to send messages from the Checkin Manager, you can link to a campaign here. I'm going to select this campaign that's on a toll-free number, and I'm going to hit Update. That's going to make that red prompt go away. And then I can also manage my message templates. So the message templates allow me to customize those pre-canned messages that I can send from within the Checkin Manager. Live stream basically simulates what's happening on the kiosk. So if somebody's checking in on the kiosk, then the Checkin Manager will automatically refresh with that person's check-in information. This is, for all intents and purposes, going to be off when you're using the waitlist so that it doesn't conflict and mess up your waitlist display. And then you can choose to show the kiosk within the Checkin Manager. This can be shown or hidden, so I'm just going to set that to hide. And then lastly here, you have the ability to auto-lock the kiosk. What this means is if that nobody's logged into the Checkin Manager, the kiosk screen can actually lock and prevent somebody from checking in without somebody being logged into the Checkin Manager. This prevents misuse and potentially people checking in without being supervised. So I'm just going to leave that off for now because the kiosk is kind of irrelevant to what we're doing. Next, we're going to move to the Waitlist tab. And by default, the waitlist system is off. But once I turn it on, you'll see that we have some default settings that are already pre-configured. The first is a sort. So it defaults to displaying the oldest records first, and then down to the newest records. And this is by default showing you the people that have been on the waitlist the longest. The daily autocomplete is set to on, and essentially what the daily autocomplete does is every night, in the middle of the night, it'll clear any active waitlist activity. You can also label the waitlist. So some people might refer to it as a queue, others might refer to it as a waitlist. You can come in here and create your own label. The waitlist status button is a button that's customer facing. It allows somebody to check their status on the waitlist and also set their status. So you can change how this is labeled. And then we have an optional thank you page button. Sometimes people might want to say view our menu and link to a downloadable menu. So you can easily set that up here as a thank you page button. And then by default, the welcome text message is turned on. This is basically a message that goes out via text message to the customer once they've joined the waitlist. And you'll notice that this status link generates a unique link, which I'll show you here in just a second on the phone emulator, that shows the person their progress in line, and they can set their status from this. So this is a really critical part of the waitlist system. And then you can also attach a coupon to your message, your welcome text. On the right here, you'll see your self-entry methods. The first is the QR code. Well, actually, let me do this first. Let me update the waitlist and make sure it's turned on. So now you'll see the self-entry methods appear. The first of those is the scannable QR code. So this allows a customer to scan the QR code and actually get themselves onto the waitlist without any type of interaction from the employee or the business. They can do it on their own. They can also link via web link, via clickable link. So you can put this link into a text message. Somebody can opt into a campaign and receive a text back with a link that they can click on to get themselves on to the waitlist. I'll be demonstrating the QR code. We're going to get back to this in just a second. We're going to move over to the data sync tab. You'll notice that when I turn the waitlist system on, the data sync tab appeared, and this data sync is what governs how data is shared across the different modules, if it's the kiosk or the check-in manager or the waitlist, because they're all interrelated. And in some instances, you're going to want data to flow from one tool to the other, and in some instances, you're not. And so this allows you to come in here and customize those data sync settings. So first off, we have kiosk activity, kiosk entries. When somebody enters their information on the kiosk, do you want that to automatically then add that person to the waitlist? This is optional and is defaulted to off. Syncing to the check-in manager, however, is always on by default. Any kiosk activity automatically syncs to the check-in manager. So this is always on and cannot be changed. Check-in manager entries can also be synced to the waitlist. So if you would like to auto-add anybody that comes in on the check-in manager to the waitlist, you just turn this toggle on, and that will then sync people to the waitlist. By default, syncing to the kiosk is on as well, because the check-in manager really mirrors that kiosk activity and vice versa. And then the last column here is you have waitlist self-entries. So how do you want the self-entries to interact with the check-in manager and the kiosk? By default, syncing to kiosk is off. You probably do not want any self-entries to sync to a kiosk where they might earn loyalty points and get rewards. So we do not recommend turning this on at all. There might be some very unique use cases where this might be on, but for the most part, we definitely recommend keeping this off. And then do you want to sync the waitlist with the check-in manager? That's optional. This can be, I think one of them has to be on. So sync to check-in manager is fine being on. Lastly, here you have manage staff. So this allows you to register individual staff with their own unique pins. And this is if you're going to do any type of employee tracking. You can actually track activity on the check-in manager, who's doing what, who's issuing rewards, who's adding bulk points. Just gives you a lot more cross checks and make sure that there's no employee shrinkage going on there behind the scenes. The check-in manager automatically comes with the default PIN and login. I like to remove this PIN and enter in a 4-digit PIN, just a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead here and just enter a real quick PIN. And now I'm going to go back to the waitlist page, and actually I'm going to launch the check-in manager on my screen here, but then I'm going to come in here and scan the scannable QR code. So imagine this QR code is displayed on site somewhere at the establishment. There is some type of signage that says, get yourself onto the waitlist, scan this QR code. I'm going to aim my camera here, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to then launch this website. And this will take me right to the check-in form, where I can actually get onto the waitlist directly myself by entering my number, and then my name, and then the number of people in my party. And I'm going to hit check-in. And what that's going to do is it's going to send me a confirmation, or take me to a confirmation page where you can display that optional button, as well as provide a line status link. Now, when I click on that line status button, you'll see that it takes me to a page where it shows me who I am and the information that I entered, but it also shows me my time on the wait list, my position on the wait list, and my current status, which is checked in. Now, let's say I'm en route. Let's say I'm running late. I can come in here and I can actually set my status, so I can say I'm here. And now my current status is set to I'm here. Now, on the Check-in Manager, when you go to the waitlist button, or the waitlist screen, you'll see that it shows me here with my information that was entered, and it shows my status as well. If I come in here and I change my status, let's say the line was too long, I decided to leave, then this waitlist page will also update my status as well as soon as it refreshes here. And I think it's set to refresh every 10 or 15 seconds or so with new activity. There we go. So now the status is I left. Now, I can go in here from the Check-in Manager and I can send a message to this contact. So here you can see kind of the conversation history to this phone number, but here I can actually text the person and send them a message. So I'm going to send this message here. You're ready, please come to the counter. And I'm going to then return to the wait list. And when I receive this message here, I'm going to reply back and send this in. Now, when I respond back to the system, it indicates that a message has been sent to this phone number, but when this refreshes, it'll also indicate that a new message has been received. And once that happens, I can click either send a message or I can click on the new message activity. I'm just going to hit send a message, and you'll see the inbound response right here as well. So you can use this send message screen to interact one-on-one with the customer. You can type in a custom message. You can also select from your pre-canned message templates. And then if you want, here's a new message indicator. You can click on the contact details as well. And the contact details allow you to, you can send a message, you can update their contact profile, you can remove them from the wait list. You can also redeem a coupon on their behalf. So from here, you can redeem the coupon for the customer and then add notes. So this is very helpful if you wanted to add any notes as well. And then if you're part of a loyalty program here, then this will display any loyalty progress. So this is the contact details page. And on the messaging here, you'll see on the messaging, I got my first message which says, you've been added to the wait list, check your status here. And then I got my secondary message that says, hey, Omer, we are ready now. Please come in and head to the counter. Here's my response. So this is how the waitlist system works. It can be configured in a variety of different ways. So it's really just a matter of how you want to use it. Once contacts have been on the wait list for an extended amount of time, I think after 15 minutes, the card changes to orange or yellow. After 30 minutes, it changes to orange. After an hour, it changes to red. So you'll notice that contacts that have been on the wait list for an extended amount of time, their background color will change as the time goes by. You can mark a contact as completed, which moves them into the completed. You can also put them back on the wait list if you want as well. And again, at the end of the night, every night, if you have the autocomplete turned on, then this will clear out any existing contacts, so it can just be fresh every day. So this is the new waitlist feature. Again, we're going to be adding a lot of documentation in the coming week or two to support this new tool. We'll be setting up a webinar to review it in more detail, but hopefully this video is sufficient for now to at least get you going so that you understand how it works. You can navigate this with a little bit more education and background. Again, we're here to assist you with any questions you may have. We hope that this is a very powerful tool for your customers. We feel it will be. We feel your customers are really going to embrace this tool, and definitely a lot of that communication nowadays is one-on-one, on-site communication. So this is going to be a really great add-on to the existing feature set. So we hope you like it, and thank you so much for your time.